KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your wake and forecast for today, expecting mainly cloudy skies this morning, becoming mainly sunny skies this afternoon. We'll see a high around 54. Tonight, mostly clear skies with an overnight low around 30. And tomorrow, mainly sunny skies return, or mild weather too. We'll see a high around 57. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're spending $300 a month. Binge drinking is the most common form of excessive drinking, which costs the United States more than $191 billion each year. By drinking less, you will save $300 a month. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
The Omaha Supernovas are back in action this Thursday, February 15th versus the Vegas Thrill at the Dollar Loan Center in Las Vegas. The Mullen Motors pregame show with Derek Pearson and Renee Saunders starts at 8 p.m. with first serve at 9. Make sure to tune in to the next Ag Appraisal and Realty postgame show right after the match ends. Catch all the action on your flagship station, 93.7 The Ticket, and statewide on the Supernovas Radio Network.
Mosaic is a nonprofit, whole-person healthcare organization that embraces God's call and relentlessly pursues opportunities that empower people with diverse needs to live their best lives. Mosaic in Southeast Nebraska, serving Lincoln and Beatrice, would like to invite you to their monthly Discover the Possibilities tour events. Events are held on the third Wednesday of every month and are a great way to understand Mosaic's mission. To RSVP, please contact Melindy at 402-429-0088 or visit mosaicinfo.org/Southeast Nebraska.
Nutrition Authority invites you to try Anarchy, which is an exciting free workout for athletes and fitness enthusiasts who want the most out of their workout. Anarchy can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Remember, when you want results, the solution is simple. Nutrition Authority. Stop in, call, or check us out at mynutritionauthority.com.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest, quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
It's time for Outside the Box with Lincoln Stars head coach Rocky Russo and Lincoln Stars broadcaster Joel Norman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Be chatting Lincoln Stars hockey with you here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's Outside the Box with me, Joel Norman, and the head coach here, Lincoln Stars, Rocky Russo. Rocky, how we doing tonight? A great weekend entering tonight.
All of a sudden, there's a parking spot right there. Man, I love coming to the studio down here in beautiful downtown Lincoln, the brand new studio here for 93.7 The Ticket, but the parking is a challenge. So fortunately, I left the house a little bit earlier today to make it for our pretty awesome time slot here at 6 o'clock on a Tuesday, and bringing our fans alive outside the box for the first time in a few weeks. And we're certainly excited to be here tonight.
That's certainly an exciting time to be talking about the Lincoln Stars. 4 consecutive wins, a season-high winning streak right now, wins in 10 of their last 13 games, 15-7 since Thanksgiving. Good time to be a Star right now, Rocky.
Would you have thought that we'd be sitting here right now talking about being one game under 500 after the month of November to start this season?
It's such a testament to the work you guys have been able to do. And I said this to you over the weekend. I said it to Nick Fabrizio. It's been so impressive. It's a complete 180 from where we were right before Thanksgiving. I was just telling a friend the other day. I said, because I missed the games Thanksgiving weekend. I went home for a wedding, and I was texting that friend, and I said, Yeah, man, here's our record since Thanksgiving. So whatever happened that week in general has completely changed this team's season. So I was like, got to give you a thumbs up. Maybe getting me out of the way helped a little bit for a couple days.
Maybe it was just a good Thanksgiving meal. I'm not sure, but in all honesty, I think we were hoping to be sitting in this situation. We hate the hole that we dug ourselves in, but we had a very young group. We had a very inexperienced group. We had a veteran goalie that struggled early on. He's been lights out lately, but we had another young goalie that was figuring it out. We had a 16, 17-year-old defenseman figuring it out. We had some veteran forwards that were struggling to start the year that obviously have been, carrying the mail for us for the last 2 months and doing a fantastic job. And, the buy-in to culture with a new group takes time. And unfortunately, you don't have a lot of time when the season starts. You get right into playing games and you're playing them every weekend. And, if you have a bad stretch like we did, then you put yourself behind the 8 ball. But we were able to, refocus. And that's what I love about this group is we all knew that we could get here and we all believe that we can get here. And we never wavered from that belief. And that's why we're sitting in the position we are right now.
And you preached patience really early on with this team. You were saying in November, better days are ahead. Give this group some time. And a lot of that, I think, has been some of these guys growing up, as you mentioned. Who are a couple of guys who've grown up a lot over these last few months that you think not just you're excited about, but we can tell the fans are pretty excited about?
Well, I think I was preaching patience publicly because I was convincing myself to be patient privately and with my staff and with Nick on a daily basis. Just, we believe in these guys. We picked these guys. They were drafted as a Lincoln Star, and they've come up. Some of them maybe a little bit earlier than the plan because of how many guys we had matriculate to school last year. But they're here, and we need to get them up and going, and we're able to do that. But I mean, you look at the guys that are breaking out right now, and obviously Blake Montgomery's first on that list, and Blake, we saw some flashes of that, like in the Youngstown weekend, he had the big game with the 2 goals, but his consistency has come a long way. You look at Jacob Rombach, you look at Tanner Hendricks; those guys are really starting to come into their own. That whole decor, Ethan and Younger and crew. Massa, all those rookies have really taken big steps. And but then you see guys that, Jack Picar's in his first full year of junior hockey, and he's in the top 3 in scoring and maybe second or third on our team in goals and first on our team in power play goals. So, he's been great for us. Matt Malte has 8 points in his last 11 games, and he was struggling early on in the year. Then he got hurt, and since he's come back has been such a jump start for us. So, you can go up and down our lineup with guys that weren't doing a great job, not because they're not good hockey players, but because it's really hard league to play in. And so you get comfortable in the league, you get confident in the league, and then you can produce. And I think you're seeing that from a lot of our guys right now.
What I enjoyed when we talked last week before Saturday's game against Des Moines, you just look at the line charts you've been putting together, and you look at the forward units, and you can make a case, okay, that line can go off tonight. That line's got a potential for 2 or 3 goals. Every guy on this line might have a multi-point night, as we had last Friday against Des Moines. There's just a case for everyone because the depth of this team is really coming through lately.
I mean, you look at the Peters, Montgomery, Spinelli line, they had 23 shots on net in 2 games last weekend. I mean, that is big-time production, and it's not always, you're not going to score every time you get to the net, but it's shooting to create offense, to create that rebound where we can touch it first and force them into an uncomfortable position in their D zone, where we can then change sides and spread them out and, wear them down over the course of a 60-minute game. Those guys are doing it. The Picard line, obviously, Jack and Dash have really meshed, and Max has been a great compliment to the 2 of them, doing a nice job. And the Mangan line, they've been in a little bit of a lull, but they've also been guys that have carried us at times. And like I said, Maltz has 8 points in his last 11 games. Mang's some big goals in the last few games. Juan a big point when you need it. Like, and then you go to the other line where, oh, by the way, Mex had a goal last weekend. Yavi had a goal last weekend. Shazi's playing good hockey. Lane Loomer just got here, and I thought he played good hockey last week. So, there's your 13 forwards. All 13 of them are capable of being productive on any given night. They can kill penalties. They can play on the power play. It gives us depth. It gives me, as I run the bench, the opportunity to use all four lines consistently. And when you look at the analytics from our game on Friday, I just rolled the four lines all night long. All four lines played equal amount of shifts. The guys that played on the power play, or maybe guys that kill a little bit more, got a couple extra shifts. But for the most part, everybody got their 12, 14, 15 shifts that night, which breaks down to everybody's playing and everybody's contributing.
It's incredible the way it's been able to work, because you see some teams in this league, good teams, really strong teams, or sometimes struggling teams, they may roll one or two lines most of the night. We've played a lot of those teams this season where they kind of can do that. But like you said, the depth of this team has really been shown off with your ability to roll all four lines at any given point.
When you can play them all, you can wear your opponent down. And when you are playing, let's say 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, right? Those first and second lines, you're not getting enough recovery time. And so every time you take a shift and you come back to the bench and the battery doesn't fully recharge and you go back out, well, as the game progresses, you get into 15, 18, 20, 22 shifts. Your battery doesn't, it less and less. You get that recovery after each shift, and you're worn down by the end of the second period and into the third. And so you're not getting a first touch on that puck. You're not winning a race. You're not winning a 50-50 battle. The D start to cheat a little bit and open up their gaps because they need to retrieve pucks. And so, that allows you more space as you enter the zone, and you can do some other things. So it's our ability to play all four lines, all 7D on any given night is very beneficial for us in the short term, and also very beneficial as we move into a very rigorous schedule over the next 2 months.
It's Outside the Box here on 93.7 The Ticket. Joel Norman alongside the head coach of the Lincoln Stars, Rocky Russo. We talked about a really strong team right now, the Stars, coming off of 2 wins last weekend against Des Moines. First at home last Friday with a 4-3 victory, and then a 3-2 win the next day. So a couple of really big wins for the Stars, separating themselves from the Buccaneers, a 4-point edge on them. And we'd like to mention, by the way, if you'd like to text us at all, give us a text at 402-464-5685 on the Sartor Heyman text line, as we look to read some of those. Any questions for head coach Rocky Russo along the way? Did we have a couple right now, Harrison?
No questions. We do have from Facebook. Again, feel free to comment there. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Allo Channel 961. Jessica Rose says, huge shout out to the coaching staff, also for the amazing growth on our team as a whole. Again, talking about the turnaround you guys talked about earlier in that first segment. But again, 402-464-5685. If you got any other questions you want to get in before the end of the show.
3 games this weekend, Rocky. Sioux City twice. We haven't seen them since, that was October.
Early on.
October 21st. Long time ago, completely different team compared to where we are now, obviously. And then Dubuque on Sunday. Two of the top teams in the entire USHL. This is another test. We talk about this every week. It feels like we're always saying that. It's another test, because on any given night in this league, you could be playing a good team. You could be playing a team you think is poor, and they're going to be a challenge for you.
There is no poor teams in this league. There just aren't. You look at, statistically from a standings perspective, obviously Omaha's already been eliminated from the playoffs, but as well as I do, you play those guys, it's going to be a barn burner. Those are not easy games to play. Des Moines, we just saw this weekend. We were able to sweep that weekend, but those were challenging playoff style games. Sioux City sits right now in second in the Western Conference. Dubuque sits in second in the Eastern Conference. We've played Dubuque one time. We beat them in their building. We've played Sioux City. They beat us pretty good in their building. And so, you can probably throw the results of both of those games out the window when it comes to this coming weekend. But we've got 2 of those 3 games at home. And anytime we get to play in front of our fans, play in the ice box, that's certainly not something that we take for granted. And it's definitely advantage Stars in that situation. And so we want to do our best to take advantage of it.
And it's going to be really important, because after this Sunday, you go into a really good stretch of road games, especially. In fact, there's that stretch March 2nd through the 14th where you'll play 6 consecutive road games. So you look at overall, 8 of the next 9 after this Sunday are on the road. So It's great. A lot of time to bond. We talk about the importance of the road trips, but there's nothing like obviously playing on your own home ice.
Yeah, we've got the trip to Michigan to play the national team development program. We play the 18 team one night. We play the 17 team another night. Then we have 2 out of 3 on the road against Tri-City. Right, we play I think Saturday and Sunday at their place, Friday at our place, and there's no rest for the weary with the schedule coming up, and that's just. It's part of the deal. We've been fortunate. We had some home games here early on in the second half of the year that we've been able to take advantage of. A couple that we unfortunately probably gave away. But all in all, if you're going to be a real player in this thing going down the stretch and into the playoffs, you're going to have to win games away from home. And this is a big opportunity for us to look that challenge head on and go after it.
You talked a little bit earlier tonight about the goaltenders. Boy, we've got to talk about this work Lucas Massey has done. We talked about this team getting back to almost 500. His record is almost all the way back to 500 wins in each of his last 5 starts, 240 goals against average, and a .920 save percentage in that time. And I think I asked you this the other day, Friday or Saturday. How nice is this now where it's almost like you're kind of flipping a coin and going, okay, whichever side it lands on, whichever guy I may be choosing to go between the pipes, he's going to give us a good chance to win tonight.
They're both excellent goalies, and we knew even when Lucas was struggling what he was capable of. He won some really important games for us last year. His work ethic is second to none. His buy-in for his teammates and for our culture is as good as it gets, and there's nobody that you want to see succeed more than Lucas. So to see him come out and give us great efforts in his last 5 starts, a lot of success, some big saves, calm, composed in the net. It's just one of those things where as a coach, you just smile because a kid has worked really hard for it and you want to see him achieve those results, and he's been able to do that.
Absolutely. And Lane Loomer, a guy added into this group as well, trying to be part of this success as of late. It's that time of the year. Everyone's kind of wondering what moves we make, what moves might not be made. One of the things you've been talking about is you don't want to make a move just to make a move. And it seems like with the way a group like this is rolling, in a lot of ways, it's almost conducive to kind of keep things where they are. Or if you do make a move, not make one to really alter chemistry at all.
Yeah, you know what? I will right now say I don't know if we're going to make a move. There's not one that gets me really excited. We'd be foolish to say we wouldn't listen. Anybody's going to listen, but it's going to have to be something that we just certainly can't turn down if we're going to make a decision to make a change in that room. And Nick and I have had that conversation where we're excited about the group and the chemistry and the culture and the accountability and the details that the guys are really putting an emphasis on a day-to-day basis. And so, if there is something to be done, I would assume, the trade deadline is February 26th. We would hope that maybe it gets done before then. Obviously, the further you get towards that deadline, the less hockey you have after it. And so acclimating somebody to your room, to your culture, to your systems, takes some time. And, Lane's a perfect example of it. We wanted to get Lane in here as early as we could so that he has time to get acclimated. He flew in last Wednesday night, practiced 1 time, played 2 games. So, he's got to take some time to get accustomed to how things are done with us, how the game is played in this league. It's a much different league than he was in. And he'll make that adjustment because he's a very good hockey player. And, if we were to make a move, hypothetically, we would hope that whoever we brought in was able to make that adjustment quickly as well. But, right now we're excited about our group and that's kind of where we stand.
You said it before, small sample size with Lane, but what stood out just from those 2 games with him that you think is going to give you confidence to believe in him and make him fit in with this group pretty much moving forward?
He's got a big time compete level and a big time brain. Really good hockey IQ. He understands time and space. He was around it every shift, night after both nights this weekend. He had a couple scoring chances on Friday, made a couple nice plays to generate some chances, defended, killed some penalties, and again, that's the tip of the iceberg with what you get out of the player with 1 practice. And so, let's see where Lane is a few weeks from now after he's practiced with us for a couple weeks. He's adjusted to the pace. He understands the expectations. You're just going to continue to see him get better. And that's why we made the decision to go after that player because we felt like he had the tools to succeed in this league, and hopefully the transition between one league to the other for him particularly wouldn't be too big, and we're expecting to see that.
Made his debut last Friday, as we mentioned, with that win at home against Des Moines, and then last Saturday, part of that 3-2 win. Boy, that was one of my favorite games of the year. I love when in the 2 years I've been here, I've loved when we can go on the road and beat a team in front of a packed house. I'm sure other teams love to do that when they come to Lincoln as well, but there's just something about those big wins on the road, isn't it, Rocky?
Yeah, there certainly are, and the last time we were there, the opposite happened. We kind of gave one away, and that was pretty disappointing. We had a lead, and we weren't able to hold on to it, and then you look at how things transpire there. We get a questionable too many men on the ice call. Still don't like it, but it is what it is.
Was Juan's foot on the ice? I didn't think it was when it was called.
You know what?
It was so close.
He was holding on to the boards. He had a hand on the boards. Yavi had jumped. Maybe both feet were on the ice, but to me, when you're holding the boards, you're no longer a part of the play, and there's a gray area there. I think that you look at that and you go, he's no longer part of the play. He's touching the boards. He's out of it. He's going for a change. We're going to let that one go. But I guess there's a case to be made that you can call it clearly because they did. And then they score on it. And now you're in a 2-2 game. And that's what happened to us last time we played them. We gave up a late goal and it ended up costing us. And this time there was no panic. The guys are like, okay, we'll get it back. There was, however much time left, five minutes and change, or maybe a little less. And we work for the next couple shifts, generate some chances. We end up drawing a power play on an easy call, attacking inside ice. You get tripped up. That's an easy call. And then we're able to bury one right away off the face-off on the power play and take the lead. And then you gotta manage with the net empty for a minute and a half. And I thought we did a really nice job of that. But that's the growth of this team. There's no panic. There's no frustration. There's no, oh no, woe is me. It's okay. Well, that happened. We can deal with adversity because we've dealt with adversity and we know how to manage it. And we'll just go back and we'll get another one. And obviously we were able to do that.
Was the Spinelli goal the design play right off that faceoff win? Because it sure looked like it with how quickly that ended up being a goal.
Yeah, we've worked on a number of different looks to try to attack the net quickly off a power play faceoff. A lot of teams are just kind of happy to win that draw and then possess the puck. We kind of take the approach of, if we win that draw, we've got an extra guy. They can't cover everybody. Yeah. And they're going after the puck carrier, which means somebody else is open. And there's a couple different options for Kai in that situation. There's a couple different routes that our forwards can take. And they had done a good job of kind of buzzing us on the strong side wall off of those faceoffs. And we weren't doing a good job getting the puck to the middle. We were able to get the puck all the way to the middle of the ice on that one. Nice play by Keaton over to Kai. Kai makes a great pass to Spins, and he doesn't need to handle it because it's right in his wheelhouse. He can hit the one-timer. But hats off to the other two guys. Hats off to BMO for getting a piece of his guy, buying some time. Hats off to Mangs for winning a really important draw. So that's all five guys working to get a job done. And Mangs and BMO don't get a point on it, but we don't score a goal if they don't do the little thing right there to get us that possession and then time to make a play.
Both of the power play goals scored this past weekend were huge ones, because the Mangan one kind of gave you a little bit of breathing room on Friday, and then Saturday it goes without saying, game-winning goal by Spinelli. You guys have been able to use that power play as a source of momentum when it's kind of got that opening in the game lately.
Yeah, and I mean, we obviously really struggled on the power play for a good stretch of this year, and I think it's the same guys. We were patient with those guys and knew that they were the right guys for it. It was a matter of winning possession on our entries off of our breakouts. It was extending our possessions when we shoot the puck and touch it first. It's puck support, and so that you're not getting swarmed. And then it's taking advantage of your goal scoring opportunities. And Mangan's goal is, a pass up, a pass over to Keaton, and then a quick play through the seam. If Keaton doesn't make that play right now, then that seam is gone. So our recognition of what's available has gotten better. And we're not overhandling pucks. We're not passing pucks on the wrong side of the body. We're not bobbling pucks. And so you get more opportunities when you do that. And then obviously the play right off the face off on Saturday is massive. But if Spins catches it and dusts it off with 2 stick handles, maybe it doesn't go in the net. But it's a great pass, so he doesn't have to reach across his body for it. And he trusts that he can get his one-timer off. And, their goalie had no chance. He was outside the far post when it went in.
That was the thing. From my angle, I could see the wide open net. And I'm thinking, you just got to put it on the cage at
Yes.
this point. And he did exactly that. Everything just looks so much more intentional on the power play lately. It seemed there was hesitancy at times early in the year. And like you said, those passes are just, lately, they've just all been perfect. So it's so neat to see that from afar. Whereas early in the season, there was hesitancy. There was maybe looking a couple extra times before making a pass. It's neat to see the guys making those types of changes.
It makes all the difference in the world. You have an extra guy on the ice, but you can't have that mentality where you want things to slow down, because the way penalty kill is run this day and age it's generally pretty aggressive. Guys are attacking you. They're trying to push down. That's become the popular thing in the last couple of years, is the push down with the top guy to try to take away any sort of downhill plays or seam plays. And you have to understand where your relief points are. But if you pass the puck on the wrong side of a guy's body and they have to reach across and manage it with their backhand, now they have to pull it back to their forehand. Then they have to bend their knees before they make the next play. If you make a bad pass, it gets bobbled, it becomes a loose puck. All of those are triggers to attack. Our guys are taught, backhands, bobbles, loose pucks, numbers. You see any of those, you're going. And when we're going 3+1 with a lot of pressure, so that we can try to cause a turnover and get a good clear. So that's the marching orders for most other teams. And now with the way most people are setting up their power plays, they're either one-timers on the flanks, they're downhills on the strong sides on their flanks. Very rarely are you seeing that overload that we run with the second group, or you're seeing a box and one. The box and one has become a little bit more popular now to try to fend off the diamond kill, because the diamond kill, when done properly, is a big time challenge. So, you're starting to see teams present their power play with different looks, so that it's not as simple as, oh, well, you've got one-timers or downhills and we know whose responsibility is, and you can kill in straight lines. And, there's more that goes into it. It becomes a little bit of a cat and mouse game where you're trying to present something from a power play perspective that they're not prepared for when they're killing, and they've got to make a change in the middle of the kill for them to be successful. We've got multiple setups for both of our units where they can set up on either side of the ice, and it forces the PK to think. And I think when you're at this level, if you're not doing that, if you're just running it back every time with the same setup and the same expectations, it becomes a little stale and you don't have a lot of success.
And just to give numbers for the power play real quickly, I mean, it's been phenomenal the last couple. And I was looking at this earlier too, Rocky. 22 power play goals on the season. 41% of that work has come over the last 7 games. It's phenomenal. I mean, we talked about a couple weeks ago. The game of Muskegon, there's a couple there. Okay, yeah, technically power play goals, not the way you drew them up, but 4 consecutive games with one. It's been nice to at least have that as a factor as of late.
You know what? It's when you look at the totality of a full season, you're going to have some of those empty net power play goals. You're going to have some of those that, off the rush, this or that, and they're not traditional power play goals, but it all kind of comes out in the wash at the end of the year, and it evens itself out. And, for us, if we can just continue to have success, our penalty kill has gotten better. We're getting into the high 70s. You want to be about 85%. And if you could be at 85% and 25 on your power play, then you're clicking at a combined 110. Now you got something cooking. We're not going to get there, I don't think. We don't have enough games left. But if we can get to 80 and 20 or 81 and 21, like now you're really having some success. And those are teams, if you look historically at teams that win championships, their special teams are in that range. And so those are the goals that we're trying to hit. We still have a long way to go, but we're trending in that direction, and that's all you can ask.
Yeah, it's certainly imperative to do that this weekend. Sioux City, the 3rd best power play in the USHL, 6th best penalty kill. Dubuque, 2nd best power play and PK as well. Well, we're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, we're going to be joined on the line by Curtis Brown, the Director of Player Development for the Stars, as well as the head coach of the AAA team. Stick around for that and much more. It's Outside the Box on 93.7 The Ticket.
Acres is bringing you the nation's largest indoor display of John Deere equipment and technology. Acres 2024 Ag and Turf Expo showcases everything from tillage and planting to application and harvest. We'll also offer the latest industry insights from ag professionals across the state. Join us at the Sandhills Global Event Center March 6th and 7th or Fauner Park March 21st and 22nd. Go to acres.com/expo24 for a complete schedule of speakers and activities.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly cloudy skies this morning, becoming mainly sunny skies. This afternoon, we'll see a high around 54. Tonight, mostly clear skies with an overnight low around 30. And tomorrow, mainly sunny skies return. For mild weather, too, we'll see a high around 57. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Be a memory for your grandchildren. Among Nebraska adults age 65 or older, 47% report current alcohol use. Drinking too much can cause harm to children, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, you will still be around for your grandchildren. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Healing the heart takes heart. Our dedicated team of cardiac experts is here for you with breakthrough treatments for serious conditions and expert advice for living longer with a healthier heart. We bring healing care to our community with over 90 cardiology specialists and subspecialists and more than 50 locations across Nebraska, Southwest Iowa, and northern Kansas. Find out how we heal hearts with heart, starting with yours at chihealth.com/heart.
Ever felt judged at the gym?
You don't know how to use the leg curl machine? Are you serious? Is this your first day alive? No, it's okay. I love helping people during their first day on Earth.
At Planet Fitness, get energy without the judgment and join the judgment-free zone. Never intimidating, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Get energized today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for $1 down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, February 16th. See Home Club for details.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Mosaic is a nonprofit, whole-person healthcare organization that embraces God's call and relentlessly pursues opportunities that empower people with diverse needs to live their best lives. Mosaic in Southeast Nebraska, serving Lincoln and Beatrice, would like to invite you to their monthly Discover the Possibilities tour events. Events are held on the third Wednesday of every month and are a great way to understand Mosaic's mission. To RSVP, please contact Melindy at 402-429-0088 or visit mosaicinfo.org/Southeast Nebraska.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
It's time for Outside the Box with Lincoln Stars head coach Rocky Russo and Lincoln Stars broadcaster Joel Norman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Outside the Box. You're on 93.7 The Ticket, chatting Lincoln Stars hockey. And an exciting time, as we mentioned, to be doing so. Winners of 10 of their last 13 games. Stars are 15-7 since Thanksgiving. I've got the last playoff spot in the Western Conference right now. 4 more points than the Des Moines Buccaneers, who they swept in last weekend's home-and-home set. What an exciting weekend that was. And we've got some special games coming up this weekend, beginning on Friday night, when the Stars host the Sioux City Musketeers at 7:05 at the Icebox. Joining us on the line right now is the Stars Director of Player Development and the head coach of the AAA team, Curtis Brown, who I'm not sure how many people realize this. We have a 13-year NHL veteran living here in the capital city. Curtis, I know we chatted earlier today, but how are you doing today?
Well, we're doing great. We just got off the ice. It was a little chilly over here at the Icebox. Obviously, that's a good thing for keeping ice, but for coaches that don't move a whole lot compared to the players, sometimes you got to layer up. So I'll make it. Thanks for asking, and it's a pleasure to be on the radio.
Yeah, excited to have you on here too, Curtis. It's an exciting time coming up this weekend. We mentioned Aubrey Brown Club Night, and I think there may be fans who don't necessarily know what it is. So could you do me a favor and kind of explain a little bit of what Aubrey Brown Club is and what the significance is of the teams, both Sioux City and Lincoln, wearing their specialty jerseys this weekend?
Yeah, no, thanks for asking. And sometimes it's good to step back and understand that there are things that are bigger than sport. Not many of us know it or want to admit it, but it does happen. And when you pull the curtains back and then you see some of the work that different people are doing, obviously, it's really important. And this is one that is near and dear to our hearts, my wife and I, Amy. Actually, in 2005, we had our 2 boys, and one of them, your listeners may remember or may not, but he played in Sioux City. Garrett was there for the previous 2 years, and that was our connection to Sioux City. And really what we do as a foundation is help families who lose a child. And so I referenced 2005. That was the year we lost our daughter, Aubrey, to SIDS. We had 2 boys, Gage and Garrett, and I was still playing. We were actually in Chicago with the Blackhawks. And obviously, when a parent's worst nightmare was realized. And even though it was traumatic and a terrible tragedy and all the rest, we knew that week a door opened that maybe we would have never looked into help others if we hadn't experienced it ourselves. And that was helping families grieving, getting through, supporting them if they lose a child. And so really that's where the Aubrey Brown Club was birthed, was wanting to honor our daughter, but then maybe just having a little bit of authority on the subject, having lost a child, wanting to really with the heart to help others. And that's how the Aubrey Brown Club came around. And people might ask, well, how do you help families? Well, for us, they tell us, whether it's supplying meals because mom or dad don't want to cook, pay medical bills, funeral expenses, counseling for siblings. We've sent families on a vacation. Nothing better than getting away to get your mind off of, obviously, something that's not easy to get your mind off of, and just to have a little break as they grieve. So we wait and really try to help families where they're at, and that's kind of the beauty of it. And obviously, people that come to the game, they'll see the jerseys, as you mentioned, and really this jersey auction theme started a couple years ago in Sioux City when we got connected with the organization there, and they're just fantastic. That the whole Sioux City Musketeers organization wrapped their arms around us, and we were able to help a family along with them through the loss. And they said, well, we got to do a jersey night. And really, that's where it was birthed. So Sioux City did it. And then obviously our wonderful owners here, Alberto Fernandez, was like, well, we don't want to get left behind. And he's been a big supporter of what we do for years. And that's when Lincoln got on board. And then this year, both organizations said, well, it would be neat if we did a back-to-back so both teams would wear the jerseys. And so we're flabbergasted at that gesture, but really understand the importance of it, because now we help over 100 families a year. And as long as the need doesn't go away, we want to be there for these families. We've never turned anyone down looking for help. And so that's what we do, and that's what we're doing this weekend. So thanks for bringing that up, Joel.
No, of course. I mean, you said it too. It's a great example of turning, a tragedy into something really special in a way that can help a lot of people as well. So I know the Stars are so proud to be part of it, and it's so exciting that we get the opportunity, like you mentioned, to get to do this head-to-head against Sioux City. Both teams wearing them on Friday, and then again on Saturday night. That's going to be really special, and all the proceeds from this are going to go right back to helping out the Aubrey Brown Club too. So this is going to be great. Tell me a little bit about the designs. I know we always kind of keep those a little bit tight until the day that they actually make their debuts. But I got a chance to look at the Stars ones, and these are really special. Curtis, tell me a little bit about just maybe fans who see the logo, they see the butterfly on it. Tell me about how maybe that was a part of your inspiration with designing that and forming the Aubrey Brown Club.
Well, remember when I said, there are things bigger than sport? Sometimes you say it and it's not true. And really my inspiration came being a athlete, but then just loving sport. And if you look at some of the timeless traditional logos, that's really where my brain went when I was like, okay, we're going to start this foundation. We have to have a logo. We have to have a mark that is a little bit timeless. If you think of, you don't have to like the team. I don't want anybody to get upset, but you don't have to like these teams I'm going to reference, but you'll understand where maybe the brainchild started, at least for me. The New York Yankees, the N and the Y for New York, or you look at Boston, or you look at the Chicago Cubs. It's a mark, and you don't always need to have the name listed next to the logo. You know what it is. And that's where we started. And it was interesting because when we were living in the out west in California, there was a guy that was a big hockey fan, Bing Gordon. And Bing Gordon, to the listener, may not mean much until I say he was one of the two founders of EA Sports. And I had the pleasure of getting to know Bing a little bit. And then here I was in what was a bit of a colossal reach, a hockey player and his wife that are going to start essentially a business, right? Even though it's a nonprofit, how are you going to go about this? So I asked Bing, you may not get this much, but I think EA Sports, I see the E and the A. How did you come up with that? That's like a timeless mark that obviously is a great success story, but that's kind of the direction I want to go. How do we start this? And he was generous enough to lend me Corey Higgins, who is his designer. And so Corey and I, way back at the beginning, started going through a couple ideas that I had, and the Aubrey Brown Club simply could be ABC. And I thought, well, maybe building blocks, it's to help families who lose a child. Everybody's had the wood building blocks. Let's see what we can do there. And that didn't do it for us. It just didn't transfer the way we wanted. And so then I was thinking, well, maybe an A with wings. Maybe that might be it, because Aubrey and Angel Wings, and maybe that'll be neat. Well, it unfortunately ended up looking like a better design for an airline. And so we were like, well, that's not going to work. And Corey actually came up with one where we were just brainstorming, and he wrote Aubrey's name out, and then on the eye, he had butterflies flying off the eye. And I knew that particular logo wasn't going to do it, because how do you put that on, apparel? How do you transfer that and be, what I was trying to achieve, which was a mark without words or without the font. But that butterfly actually led us down a path where you see now the inspiration for the butterfly. And if you look inside, it's got butterfly wings and then actually the A and the B. Mm-hmm. And that's why when you get around really smart people, as I had the opportunity to do with Corey, we landed or came to that logo. Obviously, the font, the Aubrey Brown Cup, sometimes is used in conjunction with the butterfly, but then the butterfly now, we've been really humbled by the fact that people recognize it, and it's kind of done what we wanted to do, which was be a bit of a conversation starter, honor Aubrey, and then do more than we ever thought maybe we would be able to do through this, which has been super cool.
No, it's been incredible so far, and that's why we're so excited for this coming Friday, 7:00 against Sioux City, Stars against the Musketeers, and as we mentioned, post-game jersey auction to benefit the Aubrey Brown Club. We're going to chat a little bit more with Curtis Brown in just a moment, 13-year NHL veteran who is also the head coach of the Lincoln Stars AAA team. We're going to hear from him about the AAA team in just a moment after these quick messages. This is Outside the Box as we're chatting Lincoln Stars hockey on 93.7 The Ticket.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Nutrition Authority invites you to try Anarchy, which is an exciting free workout for athletes and fitness enthusiasts who want the most out of their workout. Anarchy can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Remember, when you want results, the solution is simple. Nutrition Authority. Stop in, call, or check us out at mynutritionauthority.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly cloudy skies this morning, becoming mainly sunny skies. This afternoon, we'll see a high around 54. Tonight, mostly clear skies with an overnight low around 30. And tomorrow, mainly sunny skies return. Or mild weather, too. We'll see a high around 57. I'm meteorologist Kyle Kleckner for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ever feel judged at the gym?
You don't know how to use the leg curl machine? Are you serious? This is your first day alive? No, it's okay. I love helping people during their first day on Earth.
At Planet Fitness, get energy without the judgment and join the judgment-free zone. Never intimidating, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Get energized today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for $1 down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, February 16th. See Home Club for details.
I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. The best way to strengthen our economy for the long term is investing in our education system and raising the skills of American workers. To succeed in the global economy, we need to modernize our schools, hire excellent teachers, and focus on the future. Support great public schools, and we can make the good life even better.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association. Aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Mosaic is a nonprofit, whole-person healthcare organization that embraces God's call and relentlessly pursues opportunities that empower people with diverse needs to live their best lives. Mosaic in Southeast Nebraska, serving Lincoln and Beatrice, would like to invite you to their monthly Discover the Possibilities tour events. Events are held on the third Wednesday of every month and are a great way to understand Mosaic's mission. To RSVP, please contact Melindy at 402-429-0088 or visit mosaicinfo.org/Southeast Nebraska.
Be a memory for your grandchildren. Among Nebraska adults age 65 or older, 47% report current alcohol use. Drinking too much can cause harm to children, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, you will still be around for your grandchildren. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
It's time for Outside the Box with Lincoln Stars head coach Rocky Russo and Lincoln Stars broadcaster Joel Norman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back one last time here on 93.7 The Ticket, chatting Lincoln Stars hockey on Outside the Box. I'm Joel Norman, joined on the line by Stars Director of Player Development and AAA head coach Curtis Brown. Curtis, let's talk about that AAA team real briefly. You guys had a chance to play a couple of home games a couple of weeks ago. I know you were excited about that. Probably one less little plane ride to get on or bus trip as well. So it had to be really cool for you.
Well, yeah, it's not. If you go back, obviously, we wanted to build something here that represented the Stars organization and the high level that they've represented Lincoln in for so many years. And, you know, you got to be the first. So we started this year with the 16s, and the goal was to build that group, and then they'll be able to stay around for the 18s next year. And then we'll have two teams. But you mentioned our home opener. Not many home openers start as late as ours did, all the way into, obviously, the second part of the season. But we had a great time. I think the staff, the fans, the hockey base here in Lincoln all came out, and it was really neat. Obviously, if you're 15 or 16 years old and you get to go through some of the same steps that the USHL team does in the starting lineup, the dropping the star, they spared no expense or cut any corners. So these young players obviously got something that a lot of the AAA programs just can't match. And so that was pretty neat to see. And I want to thank everybody for attending and being supportive of that.
Really neat experience overall. And I hope the players, like you said, definitely enjoyed doing that as well. I know Stars fans are probably curious about a couple of guys who are playing for the AAA team. Griffin Brown has been up and down. He kind of filled in a little bit in January or December, then came in for a game in January. You look at the stats for him. He's been lighting it up with your team. Of course, proud for you seeing your son do well, but also Aiden Jans is a guy who Stars fans saw kind of as that extra skater, sometimes fourth line player with Lincoln, but he's been doing pretty well with the AAA team as well. Tell me a little bit about what you like from what those guys have done, and maybe give Stars fans an idea of when could they maybe expect to see them back with the USHL team.
Yeah, no, I think part of the plan, with the AAA being right here in Lincoln, is also to allow Rocky and his staff an opportunity to be interactive with some of the guys, like you mentioned, looking to, grow up and be on the USHL team in the near future. It affords, not only me as the head coach, but Rocky, and as I mentioned, Art Bry comes out and works with the goalies. So we have Griffin, Aiden Jans, we have Sam Klein, and then we have Aaron Sachs, who also got to play way back, I think, in the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
So the opportunity to have 4 affiliates right here in town is no mistake that they're at the 16-year-old level. They got things to learn. I guess my goal is to help them develop such a firm foundation that when they have an opportunity and go up on the big club, that they're not just there, but they're there and imposing parts of their game into that level. And that's a lot easier said than done, but that's the challenge that we have. And that's one of the benefits that we have of having both teams right under the same roof at the ice box. The guys get to train down in the gym. So I think some of the variables when these players advance is you can make it more comfortable for them. Not just the city, but then like I mentioned, the ice rink, different things that, a lot of players would have to adapt to. And you don't think that they're big things, but the more comfortable you are, the better you can perform. So they're not worried or wondering where the rink is, or little things about where the gym is, or little finicky things like that. They can just get ready to come out, get stronger, and be ready to go perform. So my heart isn't just for the kids that you might see in a year or two with the Stars, but it's also, that roster's filled up with players wanting to get to the next level. And having 2 boys that have gone through junior hockey already, Gage is in Buffalo, playing Buffalo State D3, Garrett's in Denver D1. The cool part is trying to come alongside these families and help their children develop not just as hockey players, but as humans. Because I know one thing is the better human you are, that's probably going to translate into helping you closer resemble your potential at the end. And really, it's a kick to see how far we've come with this AAA group since September to now as we sit here in February. And then I can't wait to see in a year or two where they end up, and hopefully they get to achieve their goals in the hockey world. That would be super rewarding for me.
Yeah, I love that you bring that up. Again, the chance to kind of understand what a lot of those parents are going through with you having a son on the team, having 2 who've gone through it as well. Well, Curtis, we really appreciate the time. Thank you for joining us on the line. Really looking forward to Aubrey Brown Club Night coming up on this Friday at the Icebox. Thank you.
No, it's my pleasure. And obviously, thanks for all the listeners and supporters of hockey here in Lincoln. And we just want to try to bring a great product to everybody. And it's all about the hockey. So thanks for everything you do, Joel. You do a wonderful job covering the team, and I'm excited to listen to you this weekend.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. As we mentioned, Aubrey Brown Club Night is coming up on Friday night. Your chance to help families in need who have lost a child unexpectedly. Bid on jerseys in the post-game jersey auction, and make sure to attend Friday night's 7:05 game at the Icebox. I'm Joel Norman. This has been Outside the Box as we've been chatting Lincoln Stars hockey here on 93.7 The Ticket.